If you are new here, this is the most beginner-friendly complete web development course, and these are some of the projects we will be covering in this course. I upload lots of lessons per week, so please subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any of them. I respond promptly to comments, so if you want to ask or say something, feel free to drop it in the comments. If you missed any of the previous lessons, the link to the entire playlist is down in the description box. Let's get started. Okay, so before we start this lesson, let me quickly show you a very cool trick. Have you ever wondered how a website was created? You go to a website and you wonder how did they do all that? So, I wonder how the code is like. You can actually look at the code behind the website. So let's say let's go to Facebook. Okay, let's go to Facebook. So once you go to any website at all, you can right click and then you go to view page source. Okay, so this will take you to the page where the HTML code is basically. So as you can see, I told you every HTML file starts with what doctype HTML, which is here, and then the next tag is what the HTML tag over here, this DS. Okay, so the other one will be at the end, right? You see it there. So it's exactly what we've been doing. There's nothing new. You go back up, realize that there's the head tag, and then the other head tag will also be somewhere there, and then just like that. Also, actually this one looks to some way. If you want to see the structure very well, we use the Google developer tools, which we'll use more later, but for now let me just quickly show it to you. So to go to the Google developer tools, you just right click and then you go to inspect. Okay, so this will open the Google developer tools for you, and this is the developer tools. It shows you the structure of their websites. Okay, so this part is where you have all the HTML of the website, and this part you have the CSS. We haven't started CSS yet, so you won't understand much here. If you look at their HTML, it's just what you've been doing, doctype HTML, then that's their HTML tag and their closing HTML tag, the head tag, and then the body tag. Okay, so you can actually mess around with the website. You select some part and then you mess around with it. We will do more of that later. All right, so let's get back to our lesson. I showed you one of the elements in the head tag. The other very important one is what we call meta tags. There are a lot of meta tags, but the one I'm going to show you is what you use to do a character set. You want to, and let me show you something. You see, when you are typing and then this thing appears here, they are trying to complete it for you. So you can just press enter and then it completes it for you. The common character sets that we use is UTF-8, like that. Okay, let's now look at some styling. Okay, so I told you before that CSS is responsible for the beauty, for the style. So that is why everything we've been doing here looks so raw, because there's no CSS yet. It's just HTML. There's no color. There's no live and all that. CSS is responsible for styling, but HTML also has a way of doing style. Okay, I actually don't recommend doing your styles right in the HTML, but just so you know it's possible, you add a bit of style here. Let me quickly show you something. You can have, okay, let's take this heading. Let's use the second heading. To add a style, you just go like, so you use attributes. Okay, if you remember attributes, so we use the attribute style. Okay, then we go to, as you can see the suggestions here, you can change a number of things. So I just want to change the color, and as you can see, you can choose any of the colors. Okay, we'll talk about more colors and how to deal with them later. Let me just choose anyone here. Okay, and I press, you see the color changed. That's how you do styles. Okay, so just to do another one quickly, let's change the font size, or let's change the background color to some weird color. Ah, that's very weird. It's not beautiful at all. All right, so that's styling in HTML. That's, we will do more styling when we get to CSS. Now let us look at a few methods to format your HTML file or to format the content of your website. So when I talk about formatting, just indentations, making some bold, making some text more obvious, putting emphasis and all that. Okay, so there are quite a number of them. There are a lot of elements for formatting, but the most common ones you use are the ones we are going to talk about here. But I'll quickly mention the others so that they exist. So an example of this would be the most common one. The one I mostly use is the strong tag. Sorry. So if you want to make this, let's say this line, you want to make it bold. Okay, you use the strong tag. Look, you can look here. Okay, it will turn bold on this side. I use the strong tag. Okay, I'll cut the closing tag and put it at the end like that. Okay, and I press save. You see, so this is now bold. Okay, another one is if you want to italicize it, use the emphasis. Okay, emphasis tag. It's represented by EM, which means emphasis. Okay, so I'll cut, put it at the end of the line, save it. Did you see this one got italicized? Okay, so there are a number of them. You have the I tag. Okay, that's also another one for italicizing, and there's the B, which is also for bolding, and there are a number of them that you would usually not use, but just so that they exist. There's the mark, there's small, and a whole lot of them, but you do not use them very often, so we won't worry about them much. As we do the project, we will come across the ones that you would use the most. So let's talk about comments. Comments are very, very important in coding. Okay, so comments are lines of code that do not actually appear in the results. They are lines of code in the file, all right, but the browser does not display them. The browser doesn't even process them at all. The browser just ignores them. They are just there to help you, the developer, organize your code. I told you that organizing is very, very important to a programmer. For example, this very heading. Okay, if I want to comment the heading one, on top of the heading one, I'll open a comment. This is how you write a comment. Every programming language actually has comment, but the syntax, when I talk about syntax, it's just how the thing appears. The syntax differs from one programming language to the other. This is how you do it in HTML. Okay, so you see the thing automatically completed it for me. Okay, so once, but let me do it on my own just to show you. So you open, and then you have this. Okay, so Visual Studio Code automatically completes it for you. So once you have that, everything you type within here is not rendered by the browser or the engine that runs your code. It's just there so that you know what the code is doing. Okay, so I'll put something like this is the main heading. All right, so that is just to tell me that this is the main heading. Okay, now if let's say I want to also comment this paragraph to tell me what this paragraph is actually doing in my code, I'll just go like, I'll go like this paragraph shows the user how to register. Sorry, that is just comments. You use them as much as you can. Sometimes you are tempted not to use them at all in your code, but they are very important. They make your code very organized. Okay, so that will be it for this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson.